Alright guys, welcome to the video. On this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact VSL framework that we use at GMGL and Shortform King to turn cold audiences into booked calls. Every section, every stage, and the reason behind each one. And by the end, I'm going to show you how to build your own VSL script in just 2 minutes using 2 really easy tools. So stay with me the whole way through. This is definitely going to be worth it, and it could generate hundreds of thousands of dollars to your business. So here's what we're going to be covering. 14 stages, the complete VSL structure from the opening hook all the way to the call to action. I want you to see the full picture before we go into each one, because once you understand how these stages connect, you'll understand the whole thing. We're going to go through every single one, and so let's get into it. Before we start, I just want to say this, right? Most people who learn about VSLs just copy what they see, they pick a template, they fill in the blanks, and then they record it. And then they wonder why that it doesn't convert. It's sheep behavior. I am not here to teach you to be a sheep. By the time we finish going through all of this, you're going to understand why each section works. So when it's time to build yours, you're not just guessing, you're engineering. And then I'm going to show you how to use one intake form and one Claude AI or ChatGPT prompt to generate your entire script. And I want you to be able to record it and upload it to your funnel before this video is even over. Let's start with the problem. Okay, why do people watch your content? Why do people follow you, engage with your posts, and still not buy? 3 reasons. Number 1, trust. Number 2, your story. And number 3, proof. They don't trust you yet. They don't know your story. They have no idea what you've been through, where you came from, or why you're the right person to work with. And they have no proof. For all that they know, you're just selling a result that you've never actually achieved. A VSL solves all of these 3 things at once in one video. And that's why it's the most powerful sales asset that you can actually build. So here's the rule that most people get wrong. 70% of your VSL must be your personal story. Not your process, not your modules, not your program, not how it's structured, your story. And here's why. There are thousands of programs selling the exact same outcome as you, right? Same result, similar price, similar process. If you compete on the process, you are a commodity. But there's only one of you, okay? Your journey, your failures, your breakthroughs. That's what nobody else can copy. So you're not selling a program. You're selling the idea of working with a specific human being who has been through exactly what they're going through and made it out on the other side. That's what a VSL is for. So just keep that in mind as we go through the rest of the stages. So take a pen and paper, write this down. Section 1 is the hook. And I'll tell you right now, this is the most important part of the entire VSL. Just look at this retention graph. The drop off in the first 2 minutes is brutal. Okay. Most people lose the majority of their audience before they've even said anything meaningful. Your hook is going to determine whether somebody keeps on watching or closes the tab. That's it. That's the job. So there's 4 rules for a strong hook. Show the end result first, hit their exact pain points, and never introduce yourself at the beginning. Nobody cares yet. You need to earn that. So spend more time on your hook than any other section. It's that important. So I'm just going to give you 3 hook formula examples that work really, really well. Number 1 is the call out, where you say, if you're interested in achieving desired outcome without pain point number 1 and pain point number 2, I made this for you. You're calling out a specific person and you're speaking directly to them. Number 2 is your success. Here's how I achieved desired outcome without pain point number 1, pain point number 2, or pain point number 3. Because if you've been through the transformation yourself, lead with that, okay? It's immediate proof. And number 3 is free value. So this is how anybody can achieve desired outcome without pain point number 1, pain point number 2, or number 3, right? You're essentially just promising to give them the answer, which is really strong for organic content and cold audiences. But whichever one you use, guys, the pattern is the pain points are in the middle of everything. Okay, this is where the market research earns you your money. You need to understand their frustrations and their pain points better than they can even articulate it themselves. Okay, section 2 is the intro. This is where the story begins. It's not your LinkedIn summary. It's a scene. It's a specific moment in time that your viewer is going to recognize from their own life. So tell them what made you start, not in general, in specific. Okay, where were you? What happened? What did it feel like? And here's the key. Every sentence about you has to point back to them. You're not just yapping about yourself, you're holding up a mirror. They should be nodding and thinking, that's exactly what I went through too. The more vulnerable you're willing to be here, the more they trust you. People buy bond over achievement. Okay, section 3 is the failure. This is where most people just rush through, which is a massive mistake. And this is where the trust is actually built, because when somebody hears you describe a failure that they've been through themselves in specific detail, something huge just shifts. They stop seeing you as a salesperson and they start seeing you as someone who actually gets it. right? So you walk them through every attempt that didn't work, every frustration, every moment of nearly giving up, and be really specific. Not I felt bad, but the exact scene, the exact conversation, the exact moment. Take them to the rock bottom of your story. Don't rush past it. That's where they are right now, and that's where you need to meet them. Section 4 is the solution, right? The big realization, the one thing that changed everything for you. And even if your breakthrough was like gradual, position it as one thing, one moment, one idea that clicked. That's what makes it memorable, okay? What did you discover? What specifically changed in how you saw the problem? What was the first thing that happened differently after you experienced that? And then show the compound effect, how that one realization led to a result that kept on building. Take them from rock bottom to where you are right now and exactly how that happened. Section 5 is the transformation. Okay, guys, so this is where you make them feel what's actually possible. You describe your life right now in detail. What does a normal week look like? What can you actually do today that you couldn't do before? What were the limitations that now you've overcame? What has changed that you didn't even expect? Make it really vivid and make it honest. Don't just exaggerate. Just tell them the truth and make it be real, because if they believe that it's real for you, they'll start believing that it can be real for them too. And that is the whole point of this section. So guys, section 6 is the case studies and the proof. Now there's a very specific way that you need to do that, because now they've connected with your story. They need to know that you can do this for other people too, not just yourself. So for every single client result, you want to tell them who they were before, what they were struggling with, what they'd already tried, what changed when they worked with you, and where they are now. Okay? Never just show a screenshot of a number. Tell the real story behind the number. Okay? Because your prospect might have the exact same before as one of your clients, and when they see that, game over. It's a lay down deal, right? That is the goal here. So just make them see themselves in somebody that you've already helped, and then they'll just believe that you can do it for them too. Section 7 is the call out. So there's two parts of the call out. Number 1 is you tell them who this is for, and then you give them recognition statements. So for example, this is for you if you're tired of X, Y, and Z. Let your ideal client hear themselves in what you're describing and make them feel seen. Okay. Number 2 is you tell them who this is not for. This is where you filter out all of the wrong people and you boost the egos of the right ones. For example, this isn't for people who want overnight results. This isn't for people who think they can figure it all out by themselves. Okay. Your ideal client hears that and they think, yeah, that's definitely not me. Good. That is the goal. That's what we're aiming for here. By pushing people away, you are pulling the right people in. So guys, section 8 is where you explain everything that they've tried that hasn't worked. And it's going to make them feel really, really understood. And just make it clear that it wasn't their fault. Acknowledge what they've tried. It could be courses, coaches, do-it-yourself attempts. But don't pretend that it didn't happen. They tried. It didn't work. Why? Because the approach was broken. It wasn't their effort, it was the system, it was the framework, what they were being told to do. So you rekindle their belief that this can work, and then you present the new opportunity. What if instead of doing it the old way, you did it this way? And then in section 9 is where you explain why you're different. And I mean actually different, not just like we care about our clients different. I'm talking about structurally, mechanically different. You need to make comparison impossible. So if somebody goes and watches your VSL and then goes to your competitor to compare like the price, you've already lost the game, right? You want them to think when they're watching this, there is nothing else like this. So you're going to list 3 to 5 things that only you offer. And if individual components exist elsewhere, lead with the combination. Okay, no one else offers X plus Y plus Z together. That's your unique mechanism. So you need to package it in a way that makes them feel slightly foolish for not doing this sooner. Not in a mean way, but in a like, this is so obvious once you see it way. So section 10 is your 4-step process or 3-step process, whatever the case may be. This is the part where you actually explain how you get them from where they are right now to where they want to be. Current situation to desired situation. So notice we're only talking about this now, near the end of the VSL, and that is intentional because you've already earned the right to talk about your program because now they trust you, right? So there's 4 phases. You give each one a distinctive name, not something generic like step 1 onboarding, something that actually communicates the transformation at that stage. So for each phase, you need to explain what happens, why it matters, and what they have at the end of it. Keep it concrete, keep it tied to the desired outcome, the direct outcome. And then section 11 is the call to action. And here's the thing, at this point, they should already be sold. And most people probably would have already clicked the button, but you don't need to sell them again. Just direct them. It's one clear step, no options, no confusions, just one action. So if it's like a B2B audience like ours, just book a call, direct calendar link, and nobody wants friction. In fact, they just want to speak to the right person. So just make it super easy. You've already done the work. Don't undo it by over explaining at the end. All right, so you've seen every single stage of the framework, and now I'm going to show you how to build your entire VSL script in literally minutes, not hours, right in front of you right now with just two really simple tools. Number one is the intake form with 22 questions that force you to think through everything that we just covered, your story, your client, your proof, and your offer. And then the second one is the prompt that takes all of your intake form answers and produces a complete ready to record VSL script, which is structured, story driven, in your voice. I'm going to fill out this form, I'm going to run the prompt, and you're going to watch this script appear in literally minutes. So guys, I'm going to build this ready to record VSL script in front of your very eyes over the next few minutes. And if you want the VSL form and the VSL prompt so that you can do the exact same for your business, just DM me on Instagram at Joe Consults, and I'll be happy to send both of these over to you so that you can do the exact same for your business. So guys, now I've completed the form, I'm going to go to File, Download as a PDF. Then I'm going to head on over to ChatGPT. I'm going to drop the PDF in here. Then I'm going to go to the VSL script writing prompt that I've personally put together based on everything that we've covered in this video, so it's not going to miss a single thing. Copy that, which again, you can DM me on Instagram at Joe Consults to receive both of these documents. I'm telling you guys, I know for a fact this works exceptionally well, and all of the VSLs that I've used this method for have converted at a very high level for my clients, but I just want to show you how accurate this is so that you can see for yourself. Perfect. So it's got the hook, it's got the 3 problems, it's got the story, it's got the failure, it's got the solution, it's got the transformation, it's got the case studies and the testimonial, it's got the call out, who this is for, who this is not for, blaming their failures, why this offer is different, the 4-step process, and the next steps and the call to action. And what you're going to do now, guys, the last step is to take that script, open up a brand new Google Doc, copy it in, and just make it sound human. Go through the whole thing and rewrite it as if you were the one speaking. It should definitely not sound robotic. It should sound like you. Remember, people buy from people. They're only buying from you because they trust you. So you need to nail this part, make it sound like you, and anything that doesn't sit quite right with you, make changes to it. And once it's all in place, hit record, get it edited if you want, not even necessary, put it in the funnel, and we're ready to rock and roll. And that is it. That is the whole system. You've got the whole framework. You know every stage, why it exists. You've got the intake form, you've got the prompt, your script is done. And the only thing left to do is just record it, upload it into your funnel. And if you want help with any of that, the building, the acquisition system around it, the funnels, the outreach, the full infrastructure, that is what we do at JMGL. So book a call, DM me, or apply through the link in the description. Whatever works for you. Let's fucking go, guys, and let's build something serious. If you're having any issues with understanding your market, your competitors, and your customers, understanding their pain points and their desired situation, then you can, again, reach out to me on Instagram at Joe Consults and feel free to ask for any advice.